go ahead and get started. Want to welcome you guys to our training with 8-figure trader Eric Garrison. This guy is amazing. He's become a great personal friend of mine. We just did an event, a workshop in LA, Los Angeles, California. Just got back and just had tremendous response. The room was filled up. Eric just does an amazing job. He's got the patience of Job, because look, when you're trying to train people on this stuff, you got all sorts of different kinds of people. They're like, Eric, I don't know how to turn on my laptop. It's like, are you kidding me? They don't even know how to press the power button, right? So anyway, but Eric's done an amazing job. And so, guys, I don't want to waste any time. I want to respect your time and Eric's time. But I will say this. I've been trading with Eric for a little bit now, and this is being recorded. He is the best trader that I've ever traded with, period. This guy is the real deal. He's not a talker. He's not a Telegram hero. This guy is the real deal. So Eric's going to go ahead and take over. Eric, I'm going to go ahead and make you the host. If you have any problems, let me know. And then from there, all you have to do is just click share and then click share again. So let me go ahead and make you host, brother. Okay. There you go, man.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that very much. And thanks for the kind words. Yeah, I'm excited, you guys. I'll just kind of recap really fast. I'm very grateful to all you guys and all the testimonials I'm receiving in our group. The amount of people that have been reaching out to me, thank you. I mean, it means a lot to me and to us as a group. I'm achieving some of the things I was praying for in my life, is to help people and teach people to trade. And we're reaching the masses of people, you guys. And it's just been an absolute honor for me to be able to do this. And I'm happy that, we'll continue to move forward. We'll continue to work as a group. A couple of things I want to kind of talk about. We are going to be putting together some really neat things, including a pip talk group. We're going to be sharing some other traders and that are very, very good at what they do, using some of the IML products and different things that they're doing and incorporating into the IML products. So that's going to be beneficial. And that is for our group, just so you're aware. This is something that we're not going to be putting out all over the web. It's for us. It's for you guys. I mean, and we're going to bring them to the table, because I know there's a lot of people reaching out to me and saying, hey, I use the web analyzer. What do you think? What about this? What about that? You guys, I don't trade the web analyzer. I trade the harmonic scanner. That's it. So, I'm bringing on a guy. It's a 20-year plus trader as well. He's using the harmonic scanner with absolute greatness. I mean, this guy is dead on his trades that he's doing. He's going to show you how he's implementing some of the tools that I've been doing into the harmonic scanner to get a great trade. So I know there's a lot of people that like web-based type trading, and that's what he's going to do and bring to the table. Okay. So we're very, very excited about that. So I'll get into a little bit about the last 3 weeks. You guys, the last 3 weeks have been absolutely amazing. Literally every trade I'm putting on, utilizing the, we call it now the bounce back strategy. Okay. It's no longer the red dot, green dot there, but we've titled it now the bounce back strategy. A lot of people know it also as what's called the G7 for Garrison, 7-figure trader. I mean, whatever you guys want to call it, it's your preference. But for the last 3 weeks, I'll go back in history. I've done 37 trades the last 3 weeks, and I'm at a total of 1,900 pips in the last 3 weeks you guys banked. So just between last week and this week is 1,200 pips. Now, these are all documented pips, you guys. We keep track of them. That's what's going to be fun about the pip talk. We're going to be able to keep track as a group of what we're doing and some different things like that too, that we'll add on there, and then we'll just kind of have a running total. I'm a very competitive trader. I like to trade together as a group, and I'm going to be going out and doing some more meetings. I'm loving the meetings, you guys. The meetings have been great. We've been filling up the rooms, and so I'm going to do some more meetings and some more travel. I've been invited areas. If you are in Michael Martin's group or Brandon Boyd's group, I am your guy. Okay, you just can invite me and make sure you guys put together the meetings. We'll be there and we'll present and we'll show you in depth what we're doing, how we're setting things up, how we're doing and creating our money management, how we're stacking, how we're compounding our accounts. You guys, we'll share all the little secret stuff that we're doing as a group to really build these accountants to grow them. So I wanted to cover that initially with everybody. I'm getting a lot of questions about certain things. How do I enter a trade? That's a fantastic question. Please, as we are recording this, okay, I will go over that again. I will talk about that because entering the trade is key on how we do this. And so I'm going to show you on the charts. I'm going to show you my watch list right now. I don't have a lot on my watch list because we haven't had a lot of great setups yet, but we've so the ones that have been on the watch list have been performing exactly like what we wanted them to do, and they're turning. I have not had one yet in the last 2 weeks hit a stop loss, you guys. So I'm 100% the last 2 weeks on my trades, and that's very, very unusual. But this time of year, it's more usual than unusual, and the reason why is because we've got consistency in the markets. So people are back off the holidays. I mean, they're getting ready to go into some other holidays. The market has been good. Not a lot of crazy news. We did have some FOMC meetings yesterday, some interest rate stuff, some different things like that that moved the dollar around quite a bit. But it really whipsawed a few of them. What happened is they went back into trend. And that's when I tell you guys, I don't follow a lot of the news. Yesterday, it was my triple whammy day. I mean, we got the minutes, we have the FOMC, and we had interest rates all talking in one day. So, that's kind of unusual for us. So it was a big day. And when I put those out, I always put a warning out like, hey, watch the news, make sure if you're in the dollars, just make sure you're careful. So let me go in, I'll show you my charts and talk about what's going on. Now, a full disclosure tonight. I don't know what's going on with the Harmonic Scanner with the Trader's Way. I have it all set up. I was using it earlier, and for some reason, it's not on my chart. That's okay, though. We're still going to cover my watch list stuff. And all of these trades on the watch list, you guys, that I built, and that's why I build separate charts, so that way if anything happens with the Harmonic Scanner, I still have my charts up and running, okay? So the trades that I'm going to show you guys, 100% of them came off the Harmonic Scanner. So that's what I'm using right now. I've had 2 trades that came off this week off of Easy SAR. Both worked fantastic. Last week I had 3 trades that came off the Easy SAR. So, but primarily a majority of my trades right now are the Harmonic Scanner. Let it do the work for you guys and wait for those setups. So let me share my screen with you now. Okay, I'm here. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Got it? Okay, great. So, and here's what I'm showing you guys with the Harmonic Scanner. I don't know what's going on. It was populated on here earlier. I'm not going to cover the Harmonic Scanner right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the trades that I have on my watch list. Let me reduce that down. Okay, so the Harmonic Scanner, you can see on the bottom here, I have 5 trades set up, or 5 different trades. They all are off the Harmonics. I'll click through these right now. So we're starting to see some weakness in anything that's linked to the Asian market, the yen. So we're starting to see the pound yen, the euro yen, the AUD JPY, the Canadian yen, and the CHF JPY, so the Swiss yen. All of them are starting to move down towards that 50-day moving average right here. So you can see this is the pound yen. That's my favorite pair, you guys. I trade the pound yen all the time. I do it even on shorter time frames on the hour because it's so consistent. It's up, it's down, it's up and down. I don't talk a lot about trading the hour that way, but it's such a consistent pair. I do it quite a bit on the hour time frame. If you want to get familiar with the pound yen, that's for a separate conversation. I can show you some things I do on the pound yen that makes it a lot of fun. And it's always one that I have going constantly. So I always watch it. But you can see right now on the daily, we've got some indecision going on here, you guys. We have still some of the green momentum moving up, the red momentum moving down. So we're getting this type of deal going on. We're getting a pennant, a flag, however you guys want to call it. We're starting to get this. Okay. So the way that we have these charts set up, you guys, we know that high probability is going to be a break to the downside because you can see the momentum shift is starting to form. Now, it could move back up in here before we get a sell signal again. Right now, it's just consolidated to a point where we don't know what direction it's going to go. If I break it down to a 4-hour, same thing. You can see we've consolidated right down to where we don't know. It's kind of in between. It's sitting right on that. Notice it's sitting right on that 50-day moving average on a 4-hour chart. So that's a definite magnet for the pairs. So right now it's tentative. I don't know. I don't have a clear signal. Let's just put it that way on the pound yen for right now. It's still on the watch list. I just don't know what it's going to do. Let's go to the AUD JPY. This one's interesting because you can see we've had the consolidation. It's definitely on the watch list. It has the red. It's gone down. It's touched the 50-day. It's moving back up for a potential another sell trade to come back down onto that. And how I would determine this is if I go to a 4-hour chart, you can see we're even consolidated on this, but the momentum is still potentially going down there, although we're overextended on the 4-hour right now. So right now, what I teach you guys is in the trend, the daily. So when the daily starts to move, once you have the green dot and the red dot here and the momentum is starting to move down, you want to make sure, and I get this question all the time, how do I enter off a 4-hour chart? Now, I don't care if it's a fresh cross or a fresh turn like this. What I like is the momentum. You want to see the momentum continuing down like this. You want the momentum. Right now, we're consolidated on that 50. We don't know what it's going to do. Okay, so it's kind of iffy on that. Well, let me go to another pair. Let's see if I can find a better setup. Euro yen, kind of the same thing. We're looking to come down right on that 50-day. We've had more than it's tested that top quite a few times for a potential break now. If I go to a 4-hour, same thing. See, we come right down to consolidated right on that 50-day moving average. So none of these trades right now, you guys, are good entries. I'm just saying, wait for the 4-hour to see what it's going to do. It may continue to go back up for a ways, then do another sell, and we may get another stab at this breaking this lower and then running down. Dollar yen, this one's actually hasn't done much. It's just been pushing up into those Bollingers. You can see we're way overextended. I had a guy the other day says, "Oh, I'm going short on it. I can't wait any longer. I'm going short on it." I said, "Hey, there's a high probability you're going to get stung on it." Well, what did it happen? That night when he went to bed, he woke up the next morning and he was stopped out. You guys wait for the setups. It's almost like, you guys have to be in a trade. You don't always have to be in a trade. Wait for the setups and stick with them. And you can see when he got in here in this range. And there was not one thing that was telling him to go short on this. I don't know why he took it. It went against him. And I think he lost like 80 pips on it, something or not. Yeah, so sorry, it wasn't 80, 40, whatever pips on it. He just got stopped out a little while ago. But I told him, I said, don't take it. So be very, very patient on your entries. Wait for this to turn. Wait for this to break until we get that clear signal of moving down, and wait for the 4-hour to turn and have the direction going down as well. This is a nice little setup, you guys. When things start to turn on this, this could be a very nice, quick trade for us. I would say, when I say quick, a couple of days. Once we get that pullback and engulfing candle, and this entry happens roughly in here, I mean, that's still 125 pip move. Wait for it to set up and wait for it to happen. I can't emphasize that enough with you guys. The only other pair that I like right now, and I'm long on it in my big accounts and everything, is the AUD CHF. This is a sweet little trade that's formed right now. I go down to a 4-hour chart. You can see we have that momentum that's still moving up in that trend. I would say we're still not overbought as of yet on this, because the RSI, everything is still moving that trend, that move up right now. I like that. I'm waiting for some big spikes to come on this. If we go to a weekly, you can see we had a beautiful bounce off the weekly. We're moving towards a cross coming on this for a continued momentum up to this trend. This trend, I don't know whether it's going to break that overall big trend, but we're looking, if it goes up to that trend level, you guys, I mean, we're talking 300 up to the 50-day, we're talking 385 pips off of a weekly chart and off of a daily right now. We're looking for a nice move up to this. That's why I put my target up here. I'm still 115. Now, when it gets there, it doesn't mean I'm going to close it. I'll just tighten up my trail stop and then see what it's going to do, if it's going to break that and continue higher into these upper Bollinger Bands. So, those are the things I really, really want to cover with you guys, is make sure the entries, the take profits, you guys, is very, very simple. You can see as this thing is moving up, once I get up in here positive, I'll drag this trail. All I do, you guys, is drag that trail right up here. Once it gets up into this range, I drag it up, and then at that point, it's a risk-free trade. I'm planning on it moving up to here. If it doesn't move up here, it takes me out. So you can see where my stop loss is. It's down here below the parabolic SARS right here. And now I'm just waiting for it to make its move. Chances are it's not going to pull back down all the way down here, but the momentum is moving up. You can see that the momentum, the separation, you can see this is a beautiful setup, you guys. It's just moving that way. The RSI, the MACD, the stochastics, everything are trending up. So the odds are put in your favor that this trade is going to happen. Now these down here, let's go back to the dollar yen. Once this flips, I still think we're going to get a couple more parabolics that are going to form up into this range. Once it flips, your parabolics are going to be above up here. This is where your stop loss goes, you guys. You want to put it up here so that it runs down and allow it to move down. If you go back, a lot of people are sending me messages saying, hey, Eric, I'm going back and I'm testing this on previous trade setups. And they're like blown away at how accurate this is. I mean, if we go back right now on the dollar yen, we had an overextension. Here we had a nice crossover. Momentum is starting to move down. We had an entry. It wasn't a big entry, but it you know, if you're looking in this range right around in here, it goes down. You're still going down to that 50-day. It's 100 and some odd pips. You know, you want to adjust your trade as it's moving along. Pound yen, you guys, this one here is so consistent with these moves. If we get a breakout, we're going to have a nice move down. I predict that coming along here. But you can go back historically on this thing. You can see overextended down. You got a nice cross forming. Your MACDs or your moving averages are clicked and they're starting to turn. Your entry point, you catch that wave 5 days for 270 pips. You know, that would have bumped you out if you had a tight trail stop on that. It would have taken you right out. But my point is you can break these charts down to smaller time frames. A lot of you guys are trading 1 hour and 4 hour charts. I commend you on that. I think that's great because you're getting more pips than I am because you're trading smaller time frames. A couple of the guys that are contacting me are talking about the euro yen. They've been trading this up and down on a 4 hour. And you can see they came down here and they've been riding that move up. That's a big move, you guys. And they asked me earlier what I thought on a 4 hour. I don't give a lot of advice on it, but that's still almost 400 pips. But they've had that momentum cross. See that? Right now it's sitting right on that 50-day moving average. We don't know if it's going to break that and then continue back down to the lower lows again. If you like to build charts and you like to analyze that way by drawing lines and things, you guys, I can't emphasize enough to please watch Stevenson Lindor's strategy and how he builds his charts. You can get really good at drawing your lines and things in. I don't do it that way. I go off of the way I have this set up right now, and it has been working amazing for me for 15 years doing this way. This just duplication, seeing the setups. You see the same patterns over and over and over again, and you just keep following those patterns over and over. One thing I'll do too real quick, I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk about how to set up these patterns again. I did send over to Michael Martin the setup for Team Abundance page. It's on there. Please, you know, if you ask me, I'll just refer you right back over to that page because it is there. I will make sure that Brandon gets a copy of it also, and so he can set it up on his page or get it out to you guys. But it is just the PowerPoint presentation I put together. It's the same PowerPoint presentation I do at the presentations, and it covers all of the setups for you guys. Matter of fact, let me pull it up here. I actually, just a second here. I'll share this page just a second, you guys. I'm just pulling it all up. Apologize. I should have had it up. I was trying to get the harmonic scanner up and running before. And okay, let me share the new page. Okay, so I'm going to change the name of it. I'll change it to the bounce back strategy. But you know, I created this page to try to make it as simple as possible for you guys to set up these indicators. It's not perfect. I know, I understand. Everybody wants me to make a video and set it all up. I can do that. I don't think it's as good to do that as it is to follow step by step so you guys can see this. If I create a video, we'll record it so you guys can sit and watch it over and over. I'll do something like that if you guys want me to do that. Just respond to me and let me know. I will do a video that way if you want to see me set it up. And I'll break it down also in exactly what I'm looking for. But I'll come through this really fast so you guys can see. So this is how you set up the 50-day. It tells you how to set it all up. The colors, the whole thing, the setups. 20-day, same thing, setups. 10-day, same. But I want to go down here after we get everything set. I'm going to show you this chart on the pound yen, because a lot of people are asking me exactly how I see a setup. So you can see you get the break of the lower parabolic. So when the candle comes down, it breaks the lower parabolic SAR. You get that flip. Get pushed off the Bollinger Bands. It's now flipped, and you get that move down. You know, that's a nice little move down. It continued down to the lower Bollinger Bands. You can see you get the cross. You know, I look for 5 things, you guys. There's technically 7 indicators. That's why we were calling it the G7 too, just so you're aware. But there's 5 things I look for. I look for the crossover on the stochastics like this. I look for the momentum shift on the MACD. That's why I have this at a 9, is because the MACD will pull below the momentum side, and you get that move, that starting to arch over and move down up here. So that covers 3 right there, you guys. If you got that 3, that's right there. Then you get the flip on the RSI. You can see that the RSI did that flip, it meaning it did a little click like this on the downward move. So now you have 4, and then you want to make sure your 5 is that you have both the red and the green on the shift, touching the Bollinger Bands like that, shift and moving down. Same here. You can see exactly the same thing. We had to click early on the RSI. We knew the momentum shift was coming because you could see that momentum, but I wanted to make sure that we had a crossover first, and there's your move to your 50-day moving average. Come up here, same thing, cross down to your 50-day moving average. Same thing, momentum shift, click up to your 50-day moving average. You guys, that's pretty clear. It's just the setup. Wait for that to set up so you have everything. And I'll make a chart on this too, you guys. I'll add it to the video of the 5 things I look for. But those are the primary things I look for, and then I enter the trade. I don't go in and draw any other lines. I don't draw breakouts. Now that's wonderful if you guys know how to do all of that. My blessings to you. That's wonderful. But I trust the SARS well enough because that has broken those trends. And it's at that point, I have enough reassurance at that point that, hey, we have at least 100, 200, maybe 300 pip move coming on those trades. So that's what I'm looking for on those setups. That's what I follow. And I do the same thing on every pair exactly the same way, you guys. I don't deviate away from that. The only thing I do, I take my daily and my 4-hour and I match the charts to make sure the momentum is moving either down or it's moving up together. I don't do if the 4-hour is moving down and the daily is moving up. Why would anybody trade that? Because you're putting the odds against you that you're going to hit your stop loss. Likewise, if the 4-hour is moving up, the daily's moving down, you don't want to trade that. You want to wait for both directions to be moving. If they aren't, that's not a trade, you guys. Don't put it on your watch list. Do not trade that trade. And I'm getting people saying, well, I'm getting frustrated because I'm getting stopped out. Well, it's because I look at the trades that you guys are taking and you're doing it wrong. I'm telling you, momentum down on the daily, momentum down on the 4-hour, momentum up on the daily, momentum up on the 4-hour. And that's how you're putting the odds in your favor so that those trades move and they move in your direction. The people that are following this, you guys, they're doing 80, 100, 200 pips per trade. They're doing the same things that I'm doing. You know, my watch list, I'll be putting out the watch list on Pip Talk. As we go along, I will be creating that around the Pip Talk with Michael Martin and us, and you will have a watch list every Monday that will be coming out for both the previous week of the watch list and which ones executed that are going to still be on our watch list or they're going to be removed. And we'll have the current week of what I'm seeing that's coming up. You guys like that? If you do, give me a thumbs up. All right, cool. All right, very cool. So let me go over this. That's if the harmonic scanner was working, you guys, I was going to cover some other things. I don't know what's happening. Oh, this is the, sorry, let me go into this too. People are asking me how I'm getting the trades. You guys, just two ways. I said I don't analyze the charts at all. I just follow these setups that are coming from both EasySAR and the Harmonic Scanner. The Harmonic Scanner, I really want to tell you guys, put your time and effort into learning that. Watch the videos in your back office. Understand what it's about, because it's very, very powerful. You will get a trade, 1 or 2, maybe 3 trades a week coming off the EasySAR on the setups. It's fun this way because it gives you a pop-up on your apps, and it's a great tool, and it's free. You know, I don't benefit. Everybody asks me, "Will you benefit?" No, I don't. I don't benefit it. This is something I found on my own, and I've been using it. I love it. The only other thing that I use on this is it has a time frame deal. So you can set up the time so you can see what markets are open, what markets are closed, and what markets are open. I like it's the only other product of theirs that I use, and it's free. So these are all free products to you guys. Let me go back here really fast. Okay, I'm here now. So I can see everybody. So those are the things I want to cover. Now I want to answer some of your guys' questions because I'm getting just tons of questions here. So let me go to my chat here. Wow, I got a lot of them here. Hold on, just give me a few minutes, you guys. So Jimmy Webb, let's see. Jimmy Webb's asking me, how many pips do I wait for before I get out? Jimmy, that's kind of a loaded question. I'll just tell you why. What I do is I just trail the trade along with the trail stop, and as it's going along and it's moving in my favor, I just adjust that trail stop along. If it dives and it continues down, I'm just capturing pips. I just move it down with it as I'm going. I do adjust my trail stop roughly every 50 pips, maybe 100 pips. When I get the move, I'll move the trail stop on the parabolic SARs as it moves along, so I can capture as many pips as I can going down to that 50-day moving average. Let's see. You guys are so nice. I love all the, you're very welcome, you guys. I get all this. Thank you. You're welcome. Great. Jimmy also said he's 9 for 9 this week. Love it. That's beautiful. So Vince wants to know, before the Zoom is over, could you post your watch list? Jimmy, Vince, the watch list I have was the charts I showed you. Those are the pairs. I can show you the pairs again if you want me to do. The watch list, you guys, will be on Pip Top. We're doing that on purpose because what's happening is we're getting a lot of people that are not registered and part of iMarkets Live that are getting on. We're providing all this valuable information that you guys are paying for, okay? And they're benefiting from it, and I'm not okay with that. If you guys are part of our group and you're paying the money to be part of our group and you're getting the value of it, you guys are the ones we're going to provide it to. No more freebies. I'm done with the freebies. So just letting you know, I get a lot of people that, you know, are mad about that. Tough. I'm sorry. You guys are all paying for it. If you want it, get reactivated. If you're not in our group and you're not paying for it, that's not right for everybody that is. So just letting you know and pass that word around. So if everybody's on board as a freebie, you're not going to be getting the pips, everything through Pip Talk or through our groups or anything anymore. Okay. I'm just reading through all these. I'm going to only focus on the ones. Gilbert asked me, I can pull up the Swiss yen. Yes, let me do that. So let me build a chart really fast, really easy. Sorry, this is a new, all my charts are in different spots on this, with this company than on, I have the JFX, so. Okay, let's go to a daily. this second. I have this laid out a little bit different. Let me go to my other. Okay. All right. So we're on a daily on the CHF JPY. Yes, Gilbert, see, we're seeing that shift that's happened on the daily right now. Yes, you have that momentum that is coming. You know, that's a very nice setup on a trade right now. I'm personally not in this as of yet, and the reason why is because I was in it earlier. I got out of it. Okay, I did great on it. I did you know, about 100 pips on this trade. But what happened is I saw it coming down and touching the lower Bollingers on the 4-hour. I'm waiting to see if this moves up to give us another better entry, because we can see the overall trend on this is moving down right now. So we want to put the odds back in our favor for a re-entry. I probably will not enter this trade until Monday. If I get a good setup on it again, I'll do it. But right now I'm out of it. If your pips up on it, tighten up your stop loss right now and see what it's going to do. There's no guarantee. Chances are, if you see when it comes down and hits the lower Bollingers, you're going to get a decent momentum back up. You're going to get a bounce. It's like a trampoline, you know, it goes down and hits that. It's like a spring, boom, down and up. So be very, very careful of that, Gilbert, on that. I do like the overall direction. I do believe that's going to break and that's going to continue back down. Yes, I do. I like that. I like that as a trade. I do not have it on my watch list as of right now. Okay, let me go to answer some more questions here. Hold on. Eric, can you clarify? Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. Chris just said you clarified a ton of things. Okay, great, Chris. Great. Trader to everyone. Hi, Eric. Can you clarify, do you close all trades for the weekend and relook on Monday? I do that more than I don't. I make sure that, and the reason why I do that, you guys, if I'm up, listen, my dad always told me, you never go broke taking a profit, okay? I've heard that in my brain for 20 plus years of trading with my dad. And, you know, he's always told me, you never go broke taking a profit. And that's true. I've seen before, you guys, and I'm a witness of this myself. Okay, I've been in trades. I've been way up on trades. Some crazy news comes out on the weekend. Guess what? When the market opens on Sunday, all the other markets are open. When the U.S. market opens, I'm down all of a sudden, you know, huge amounts of money. And, you know, you've got that big open gap that's so when the market closes on Friday, you get a huge spread. You get a huge gap. And you want to get that gap to fill. So I'm always, if I'm up, I will get out and I'll stay out of it. And then I'll wait for the market to reopen back up again on Sunday evening, 7, 8 o'clock. And Sunday evening, I'll really, really look at my charts then about getting back in, because you've already banked those profits. The momentum is still there. You guys, the trade is still there and it's set up, get back in. And that's what I do. I just try to be very, very careful on losing money over the weekends. I hope that helps you guys on that, but yes, I do. How in the whole, Mark Stanley, how in the whole do you let your trades go negative like AUD JPY this morning? I put a stop loss in. I mean, if it hits my stop loss, it hits my stop loss. If it doesn't, it turns around and goes in my favor, wonderful, you know. Then I hit my profit target. Kim asked me, you ever lose, Eric? I do. It just happens to be the last couple of weeks I did not have any stop losses hit. I mean, they all worked in my favor, and I stack my trades too, you guys, and that's something I'm going to be sharing on Pip Talk a lot. I use correlation. I'm a correlation trader, and the Harmonic Scanner is great at doing this. What I mean by that is the Harmonic Scanner will pick multiple trades with different pairs, and you can pick through them. So when one's moving down, the offset pair is moving up. And so I will stack my trades accordingly to do that. When one's moving down, the other's moving up, and I call that a block trade. So I will put 5, 6 trades together in one big trade. So when the whole thing goes positive, I close all of them out. So I capture all the profits on everything. Now, does that mean all of them are going to be positive in there? No. Some of them may be way more positive, like 3 out of the 5 may be positive, 2 may be negative, and I'll close the entire thing out for an overall gain. So I will do that. I'll teach you guys how to do this. That's very advanced trading, more so than a lot of the new people on iMarkets Live. That's something that I've learned over the years of trading, how you can use correlation patterns. And the Harmonic Scanner, you guys, is great at stacking trades that way, so you can close big blocks and make hundreds of pips in those blocks when you do it, okay? So I'll teach you guys how to do that. That will be on the Pip Talk. Hold on just a second here. People are asking, when will the Pip Talk be available? I've been told probably in the next couple of weeks, you guys, we'll have something put together. We're working through a couple of issues. We want to make sure that we meet all the guidelines of iMarkets Live, what we can talk about, what we can't talk about. So those are some of the things that we want to make sure we have covered before we do anything, okay? Do you have a cutoff day to enter a trade? For example, a flip occurs on Thursday, but you close out your trades on Friday. Is that too close to enter a trade? For me, it is. Now, if you guys are trading on a shorter time frame, you may capture some pips. On my dailies, you guys, I don't like that. I like time. So I give myself plenty of time for my trades to actually happen. And being on the daily, I'm a ultimate swing trader. I'm not a short-term swing trader. There's swing traders, you guys, that get into trades and they're out, within a day. And it's not a swing trade to me. That's still a scalp. I mean, if you're in and out of a trade in a day, that's not swing trading. Swing trading is 4 or 5 days minimum. Could be as many as 2 weeks. If I do hold anything over the weekend with a block, which is very, very rare, if I do, that might go into the second week before I'll get out of it. AJ Jones, can you send out the charts? The charts will be posted. I covered that earlier. The charts will be posted in Team Abundance. I don't know how Brandon Boyd will post them. I'm sure Brandon will get those in a group, and I'll make sure that he has those, okay, the setups for the PowerPoint for you guys. You're welcome. Nisha, how many pairs are you willing to look at during on time? I just look at the ones that are coming on the harmonics and what are coming on the easy SAR. So if I go in and I do, I do setups and things, I may have at any given time 7 or 8 trades I'm monitoring. I will stack as many as 10, and usually that's 2 blocks. Or 1 big block. I mean, I've gone in before. I've been known to go in and close 10 trades all out in games and capture, 600 or 700 pips by doing that, stacking them. Jimmy Webb, I think you misunderstood. I was asking about when you move your stop to break even. I understand about the trailing the SARs, but you mentioned something about going to break even. Was curious if there was a certain amount. Oh, okay, that makes sense, Jimmy. Yes, I do. And typically what I'll do is if it's 50 to 100 pips up, then I'll move my trail stop up above break even. I want to give that trade room to breathe. You got to let it breathe, you guys. If you do it too tight and too early, you're going to get knocked out and you're going to miss the run. And that's something I've had to learn over the years, and still something I learn all the time. You guys, I'll tighten up my trade too much. I'll get knocked out. And then all of a sudden it will move in one day 200 pips, and I lose everything I was setting up for. If it happens that way, guess what? I still made money. I just wait for the next setup and the next trade. But I don't like leaving money on the table. I'm sorry, but I try to do the best I can on those. Did that answer your guys' question? Okay, cool. All right, you guys are welcome. Looks like I'm at the end of my list on trading is like wine. You need to let it exactly. Do I enter on the first green light? I do. You can enter, you guys, you can enter on any green light. You really can. You don't want to miss the earliest entry you can, because you're leaving pips on the table. But if you enter on the third green and it's still moving nicely, yeah, you can still catch that as long as your 4-hour chart is alignment in the direction, yes, you can enter that trade. Just be more cautious when you do it. Do a little bit more analysis on it. You know, look, break it down even to a 1-hour chart. We'll look at, see the daily, the 4-hour, and the 1-hour in alignment still. When you've waited and you've missed, say, 30 or 40 pips, you know, be cautious. I don't highly recommend it, but if you do, you're still moving down to that 50-day moving average. Just be more cautious and do a little more analyzing on the charts when you do that, when you wait a little longer. If you miss the trade, a lot of people ask me, well, I went to bed, I woke up, noticed there was a trade setup or something, and I'm on the second green dot. It's still a valid green dot, you guys, because that momentum is moving that direction. The SARs are moving that direction. Just analyze and make sure the 4-hour is in the momentum shift with the daily still, and you should be fine. Let's see, yep, okay. All right, good. It looks like I'm at the end of the questions. One thing for you guys, if you do have questions or anything, feel free to message me. We will on the Pip Talk be able to answer questions easier on that, which will be kind of fun, because if we're out running around, it will be just like a Telegram or whatever. It'll be a chat, so we'll have that come in. You know, we will have some disclosures on there. If you're going to be on there, make sure that we're talking about the things we're talking about, not talking about everything else. So I'm excited about that, you guys. That's great. People ask me also about the teacup strategy. Personally, I know what it is. I don't follow it yet. I'm going to look more into it. You know, can it be implemented into our strategy? I'm sure it can. I just haven't done anything on it, you guys, and it was just barely brought out. I do know what teacups are, and I know how they structure and how they do it all and all that stuff. There's other names for that, but yes, there are some things that maybe we could blend into this a little bit. But I like what I'm doing already. I don't want to change it. I love all the guys that, you know, that come out. They've only got a year of trading, and they're telling me how to trade. You know, it kind of cracks me up. I'm not trying to be critical, but they're telling me to change my charts and do this. And what about that? You should do this and do that. Hey, you know what? If I listen to you, that, you know, it's fine and everything. But, you know, if you're so good at it, go do it. So if you want to follow me, I love it. I love it. I really live for it. So I love everything what we're doing. But if you guys have any more questions, it looks like yes, I'll send it back over. Yeah, I'll get Brandon back on. So I appreciate you guys. Love you. Really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for all the kind words and everything. And even if you send me bad words, that's fine. I'm okay with that too. I got thick skin, so we can work through it all, okay? So I'll send it over to Brandon. Appreciate you guys very much. Have a wonderful evening, or wherever you're at. Just a second, I'll get him back on. Where is he? He may not be on here still. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. There we go. Okay. Brandon, you there?
I am here. Yeah, I was just waiting to be unmuted.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I was also laughing in the background. You know, you got Telegram heroes to say, now, Eric, I know you've been trading over 20 years. You made tens of millions of dollars. But let me tell you this new strategy that I just tested the last 2 weeks on demo. It's working.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start my own chat group, and I'm going to sell signals for $99 on something I tried the last 2 weeks. So, look. Good. I want you guys to say, in Eric, we trust. Guys, Eric's the real deal. This guy's awesome. If you want to learn, this is the guy to learn from. And guess what? He's using a product that Chris Terry put out, the Harmonic Scanner. All right. So doing an amazing job. I do want to say this because I got a couple text messages 2 weeks from now, because we do these every other Thursday. I got good news. The link, and Eric already texted it to your phone, the link that we're going to use 2 weeks from today ongoing, that Zoom link will enable us to have hundreds and even thousands of people on this call. So there won't be a max of 100. We'll be able to actually get more, because the Zoom link that Eric has a max of 100. I have the corporate webinar link, so we'll be able to actually use that from now on, and that way that we can get as many people as want to jump on here. So Eric, definitely want to say thanks to you. Now, if you can do this, if you can send me, in fact, I actually have the recording on here as well. Guys, this is being recorded to the Zoom. So, Eric, it'll actually go to your Zoom account. If you can grab that link and we can blast out tonight, that would be awesome. Fabulous job
Okay.
for taking time to go through and answer people's questions and stuff. So, guys, have an amazing night. Hope you got the value. We'll see you guys on the other side of success. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, you guys. Have a good